Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Show Boys podcast. I'm Pixel Nick, and this is Chadwick the Third. We are here to cover episode 6 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms called The Morrow, which is also the last episode in the first season of this show, which took me by surprise. I thought we'd have 8 episodes. I don't know. I was delirious. I was wishful. I was hopeful. But we got a completely different slice of entertainment with this Game of Thrones show. But before we get into that, Chad, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I feel I'm a little more congested than normal.
It's because it went from 20 to 50 in like 12
yeah, dude.
hours.
It's just I can't stand this weather, dude. Like I literally left work and the roads were covered in snow.
Yeah.
And then at 1:00 it was like 50 degrees. It's like, dude, what are we doing here?
Yes, sir. We're doing Ohio.
Yeah.
Just like Mike says, we back. We are back. And we're also leaving all at the same time. Just as soon as we came back, we're gone.
We're back. Yeah. I'm about to toe in line and head on down to Florida, I think, because I'm over this crap. I just do better in the like humid air, dude.
I mean, like, you want to go to Dorne, you know, you like King's Landing. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like Dorne because Dorne's kind of like
desert.
And desert's like dry, right? So I probably wouldn't like the desert.
So Storm's End.
Yeah, Storm's End I could get behind. The Riverlands, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have an abundance of jungles in Westeros.
No.
It's all like very European. Best you guys like Mediterranean. I mean, Dorne has a desert, but yeah, there's probably some nice stops on the way to Dorne that you would find yourself being a happy lord in a little castle where it's humid and breezy by the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there's some rainforest out there somewhere. We just
Mike says the bottom half of our state is currently on fire, so you'd be welcome. They need firefighters. So you'd have employment, I think.
The bottom half of the state, dude. We just watched what's the fire movie with
Nicolas Cage?
No, not with Nicolas Cage.
He did a 9/11 movie, I think.
I'm totally blanking on it. It's a wildland firefighter. It just came out like a couple years ago with Josh Brolin. But it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Is a movie?
Can't remember the freaking name of it. Let me look it up real quick. But it's a movie about a real event that happened.
Mike says there's a 25K acre wildfire burning in the Everglades right now. Dang, not so Evergladey anymore. The largest marshland in America is just on fire. That's rough. Dang.
Only the Brave is the name of the movie.
Oh, okay. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I was thinking just like one of those fire shows, like Chicago Fire.
But I can't stand those shows.
They have isn't there the more wilderness like fire series that's out there?
Yeah, there's 911, there's 911 Lone Star. I think I saw a trailer for 911 where they were like going into space. What? The firefighters, and I'm like, dude, okay, we've just come completely unglued. Like the shows are already wildly unrealistic, but
yeah. We're in a severe drought, and the weather forecast last week was fire weather, but golly, they were right. Man, Florida's wild. I don't know. I don't want to go to Florida even more now. I don't want fire weather.
I'll just wait for GTA 6 and go that way.
Freaking drought in Florida. It's a peninsula.
Yeah, and they get like the what was he talking about last? Was it during the winter?
I thought they got rain every single day.
Yeah, but the like Sahara sands or whatever they were talking. Yeah. It's like, dude, what is going on down there in Florida? It's just like a super wet state that's on fire and occasionally gets sands from the Sahara. Yeah. All right.
Not Dorne, apparently.
Not Dorne.
Not Dorne. Speaking of Dorne, we got a little tease of the Red Mountains and Dorne all the way at the end of this episode, which is fun. Yeah. And, really, there's a lot of things about this episode that I did like, for sure, because I don't know, it was, it was kind of like a wrap up, this like short little chapter, revisit a lot of cool characters that we met along the way, and I love that we had a cold open where Sir Lionel Baratheon, because that dude is
so good, bro.
He's coolest Baratheon I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe like a young Robert Baratheon could have beat him, but as far as what we've seen out of all of them so far, yeah, he's the clear winner. And his like belittling of the Maester was freaking hilarious.
He's like talking. He's like, what? He's like, he's dying. He's like, get out of here. You're stupid. You suck. He's a horrible Maester. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. But this cold open was great, and the music, right? Got that little like jazz, like the horn, the piano, just kind of like playing, which is super weird for medieval stuff, I think, a little bit, but it was so fitting. The music choices in these episodes has always been just phenomenal.
On point. Even strangely
quirky, very quirky.
Yeah. But even strangely, the final, like the credit song in this, which is like a 1930s style. I don't even know what you would call it. But I was like,
much fun.
I was like, first I was listening to it, and I was like, God, this is a weird song choice to end the show. But then I was like, oh, well, all right. I'm kind of jiving with this a little bit. Yeah, I think the episode was great. I think we definitely need. I don't know that we're gonna get more Lionel. I hope we do.
This conversation. I mean, obviously, this was a great. Obviously, it happens multiple times here in this episode, but like just the fact that he opened, he was like, "Come to Storm's End with me. You will sail, we'll hunt. We'll have a good time. I'll love you like a brother, right?" And obviously, if you say no, I'll hate you like a brother all the same. I don't know. There's a lot of character and passion out of Sir Lionel, even more so, right? In this, where he's really kind of bonded with Dunk during this whole tournament thing. And obviously, like we said before, the tournament's over when like the heir prince dies tragically. They just kind of shut up shop. And Lionel's also kind of depressed about that. He's like, home is just so dreadfully dull. He likes action, he likes adventure. And even like where he's like there is a war coming, we could be quite the force, and he's basically trying to recruit Dunk under his lordship, which was so cool.
Definitely cool, and definitely cool that Dunk basically said no because he only brings bad luck. You know what I mean?
He's being
so they've grown
mopey.
that. He's being real grumpy. Great character overall. I want to see. I was kind of hoping that's where we were going to be heading, because we haven't seen very little of Storm's End, especially maybe like in its prime here in this time frame. I think we saw
it in House of the Dragon.
We saw a little bit in House of the Dragon. Yeah.
That's where the young Targaryen boy dies. Spoiler. But and also, I like how he's just like throwing stuff out there. He's like, "You ever been to Tarth?" Right? Which is a fun little nod to the fact that Dunk does eventually, settle or go to Tarth, because then that's how we get Brienne to Tarth. So like that was just a nice little nod to the future. It's just like the Baratheons are just so cool. And maybe we get a little sense too of like where the Baratheons ultimately end up with Robert, right? Like they're a whole lot of fun, but they're also not dumb, and they make sure, they're staged well, right? And that's how Robert ultimately led the rebellion. So like you can see those seeds kind of planted here with Sir Lionel. It's just the life just isn't enough to be a humble lord. Got to make life exciting somehow. And any good dragon's a dead dragon, right? That's also where he's like, you'll notice later that like you did the realm a favor. Like it doesn't matter that it was the best Targaryen. It's just the fact that a Targaryen is dead.
Yeah. It's we got a little confirmation of who actually hit the killing blow on our dear prince. We were I don't know if we weren't questioning it. We just couldn't remember. I think last week's episode what he said. But yeah, that's a crappy spot to be in. And he brings up a good point. Like, people are always going to think I killed my brother on purpose, right?
Oh yeah,
like, everybody's going to be whispering.
I mean, but I was really surprised how upset he was about it. Like, he genuinely did not want to murder his brother.
Right.
And he's, I think he kind of had the deposition of, I'd rather him be king, because now, I don't want to be one. He probably didn't want, maybe if he wanted to be king, he didn't want to be king under the circumstance that he killed his brother who was supposed to be king. So yeah, I like that he sent his son away to the east to maybe straighten him out a little bit. I don't know. There's a lot of good character elements that Makar showed here that made me like him way more than every other episode before it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he just seemed like the dull one out of everybody that we had met from the Targaryens, right? He was like just blah, not really knowing what's going on, But yeah, I liked him a lot more here. We get a lot more context. I think I felt that Aeg's little, I'm going to look and feel my blonde hairs growing on the top of my head, and that's going to make me decide to go try and murder my brother. I thought that was like quite the leap. It was like, Jesus, like this got quick.
That was an interesting like kind of combo there, because they were just talking about Aeg, Dunk's like, he just needs a stern hand, which is true, but it just, just more of the like, it doesn't take much to flip a Targaryen, just like they talked about Arion. He wasn't always this way. Like he used to hunt and fish and like things, and then he just kind of became a shitbag.
Yep, it's that old 50-50 flip of the coin,
Yep. So yeah, I mean, Makar just seems very all of a sudden like very self-aware of everything Targaryen. Like, it's almost like he now just like really has to live with the fact that the nature of his family. Like, I think like he knows, like he stopped Egg kind of from murdering his brother that like ruined his life to some degree, or any 8-10-year-old would feel about their 14-year-old brother who just like screwed them over.
Big time. I mean, big time. It was really him that popped this whole thing off. I mean, you could argue that he is the reason the prince is dead, because had he not made the decision he did, we would have never had the combat by trial or combat by 7 or trial by 7, whatever they call it.
Trial by 7, yeah.
So I mean, I get Aeg's thinking, but it was like, geez, for like a whatever 10-year-old kid, however old he's supposed to be in the show, I can't remember, but I was like, geez, just got real quick, went off the rails.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more trauma there though, because we also got the story where when he was younger, like Arion would take a knife to him and be like, "I'll make you my sister and marry you." Like, that's so messed up. And let's not forget that. So yeah, there's a lot more trauma there, right? And then also Aeg definitely had this like part of his life just now that was like awesome. He was a squire to Dunk, right? And that kind of, he got away from his family, and then the one person who tends to ruin everything just ruins everything, gets his uncle killed, and flips their family kind of on its side.
Yeah,
for no good reason.
No good reason. Yeah, because they were a puppet show. That's what set you off, the puppet show.
Yep.
And it's really, I think it's a basis of just being jealous that dragons aren't around anymore. That's what pissed him off, right? He wants the dragons to have this aura of they can never be killed, and that play is showing them being killed
because they were
all killed. Yeah.
I mean, there's a few. They're still out there, but in terms of Targaryens having them tamed and riding them around Westeros,
I don't know that there are any out there.
There has to be, right?
No, I don't think so. No, because Daenerys, I'm pretty sure that House of the Dragon is the end of the dragons. Really? Like, that is the war that killed all the dragons.
Maybe so then.
Hopefully we get to it at some point in the freaking show. I'm hoping this season the season. Did you watch the trailer for House of the Dragon?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Popping off. It looks like it's popping off. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that after that Targaryen Civil War, Daenerys was the first person to bring dragons back.
Yeah, you're
I
probably
don't
right
think
then.
that maybe there's a wild one out there.
I thought there was a wild one out there, maybe.
There could be. There could be.
I mean, especially because wasn't there one in Game of Thrones technically down in Valyria? Didn't they see?
No, that was Drogon. That was Drogon.
Okay, that was yeah.
Yeah, just Drogon flying over.
Yeah. Side tangent here. I forget, what is it? Sea Dance 2.0. It's AI like movie maker, right?
Yeah.
That's just hyper realistic, and people are basically, for very little money making like Hollywood but better quality like trailers for things. So like I just saw The Last of Us, like the video game characters, but better than the video game, like in movie style. But someone made a Game of Thrones like supercut for like the ending of season 8 everyone wants, where it's like
really? That's
Daenerys and Snow get married and they have children and it's all just like a happy ending.
Oh, man.
And it looks good, but it's just funny, all the people, people are like, Hollywood's cooked.
So how do you feel, not to get on total side tangent, but how do you feel about that? Like, are you open to Hollywood and like video game studios leaning heavy into AI for some stuff?
So there's actually some sort of, I saw a cut of it. There's some sort of like content interview thing where McConaughey is sitting down with Dune, who's the actor in Dune, Timothy Chalamet, and like a bunch of other like younger actors, and he's kind of just like telling them things. And like there's a clip that I saw where he's kind of talking to them about AI, and he's like, it's here to stay. Like we have to kind of live with it. He's like, but what's more important now is that like we own ourselves, right? So I think I think it has just to be used a little bit carefully. And like the situation is, the cool thing is, if you want Matthew McConaughey in your movie, but like one, Matthew McConaughey doesn't want to be in it, and two, you can't afford him, I think he should be allowed to sell his likeness and that to you, so you can have a movie with Matthew McConaughey in it. He gets paid, you get a movie with him in it, but you don't, you're making it all digitally. I think that's great and that's cool. I don't think anyone should be like ripped off of their likeness and all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
right. Like we shouldn't be allowed to make a super movie with like every big name Hollywood actor. Like that's clearly like plagiarism, stealing. But like they should be able to monetize themselves in that space. Think of the video games that like where we could have like Matt Damon in a video game. Like Matt Damon would never be in a video game, but we surely can put him in one now.
Yeah. I'm definitely. It seems to be you're either on one side of the aisle or staunchly on one side of the aisle or the other. I think I'm open for it, and I'm open for it for a couple reasons. A, if it helps them crank these freaking video games out quicker, like 5 years in between games is absurd. So if it helps in any capacity to lower that number down a little bit for video games specifically, I don't think that we should be using, like, I think the voice actors should still be voice actors. I don't think they should be like AI voice acting. But if you're using AI to build out some part of your game that takes a long time and it can do it much quicker, I don't see a problem with it. And then the other thing, and I hate to bring it up, I think I brought this up every episode of this show. If we take like a Robert's Rebellion spinoff, and all those actors that would be playing those characters are way older than they were during this time frame. If we use AI to properly de-age them, not a Disney de-aging, and then just use their voice to fill in, I think that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you get a young Jamie, young Ned, young Robert, and it's all the actors, their voices, their likeness, just younger, right?
Here's what Mike has to say. I'm down if you're using it as a supplemental tool to assist certain things, but not completely replacing the art. And I think that's right. And I mean, video games is an interesting topic because that's very much like you have to code, right? Obviously, people aren't coding too much to make a movie unless they're doing a lot of CGI. But that's all programmed. So like for sure, video game companies should be using AI to, help. Because what the problem we hit with video games is like the games have gotten so complex,
Right.
so dense, so big. Like we can't have traditional development where it takes them now a decade to make a video game because it's just so dense and complex. Like use AI to speed up the creation of things, baseline code. Well, that's where I think also maybe they could focus more on having actor like resemblances
Yeah.
and other cooler things, bring that into video games like some studios have, but like it's not cheap and it's expensive and it's not easy to have actual actors. But like some games have gotten better about it, but they lack other areas, right? So like Death Stranding, amazing game, has an actual actor in it, complete likeness, but it's a very specific type of game.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Right. And
Yeah.
so like we couldn't so like but this opens the door where we could have a legit um like Hogwarts Legacy style Lord of the Rings game with
Yeah.
all the correct things and people in it. Same thing with this Westeros. Like give us an open world Westeros
Oh,
with like
please.
all the
Yes.
likenesses of everything, all the voicing correct. Like you could do that with AI and like these people don't have like pay these people for
Yeah.
their likeness, their voices and stuff, but cut some corners.
So I did say, so I meant to send this to you, and I don't know if I did or not, but I don't know if it was some website posted Robert's Rebellion spinoff coming, and I was like, holy crap! Like finally, like right when we've been talking about it every episode. Click on it. It's a Broadway play. For Robert's Rebellion, and I was like, oh my god, I was like crushed on the inside, like just my soul was devastated. That being said, if I'm ever in New York City again, I know where I'm going because it would be sick.
Chad goes to Broadway.
But yeah, I see it the AI as being able to use it in that sense. Like you want to tell the Thrawn trilogy. It's a prime example. Young, Luke, Han, Leia. Leia might be a little finicky, obviously, but you know what I mean? Going back in time, and you still pay the actors, it's still their likeness, and it can even be their voices sometimes, but using it to do that for film. But as far as like straight replacing actors, like there's no real actors anymore. They're just all AI generated. I'm not here for that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing too, where it's like, I'm a big proponent of like AI augmentation in like all the facets of our life. But like, even, I mean, it's going to get better and better, but it's going to,
it's already so good, dude. It's like we're at the we're like in the 90s when we were playing video games and we're like, dude, it looks so real. You know what I mean? That's where we're at with AI right now. Like it's only going to get way better.
Yeah, it's just the scaling of it because like still we haven't sat down and watched a 2-hour movie 100% made by AI. And like when we finally do, won't we be able to tell? Would we be able to tell? Like that's the trickery. And it's like what's the pros and cons there? Is an audience actually going to like gravitate toward that? Like just the same way, I mean, we'll eventually get there, but a year ago, everyone was like, AI content creators are going to take over like the space, and they haven't, because there's there's still some stuff out there, but like we know, as humans, we can tell,
you can tell for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I think it just like anything, it's just like watching like a C budget movie. Like if that's your thing, cool. YouTube's interesting. Obviously, that's a place where it can just like fester. It already has festered where, there's like, I don't know how my feed got into it, but like there's all these like go to sleep while listening to like ancient history of Rome. And it's like completely like AI generated based stuff, right? But someone's making it, but they're using AI to make this content.
Yeah.
So not that it's bad content, but like they're able to create the like 4-hour just
Yeah.
histories of whatever. There's a Westeros one, and
there is a and I'll send it to you when we get done here. There is a phenomenal one on YouTube.
maybe that's
that
what started. We
just
talked about
started.
that.
Yeah,
And
just
maybe now
started.
I'm getting all of these other ones, like go to sleep listening to. There's one where it's like crazy, like philosophical like arguments. It's all kinds of weird thing. I'm like, I don't know if it's AI or not, but I'm like, all this stuff is easily generated these days.
Yeah, for sure. This channel, actually, it's so funny. I'm sorry, I gotta bring it up again. This channel just did a Robert's Rebellion like 2 hour long video, and it just was posted like this week, and it popped up on my thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they have a Robert's Rebellion one. Screw the spinoff. We're clearly not going to get it.
I'll just listen to this. Have I talked to you about Robert's Rebellion?
Yeah.
Do you have a moment to talk about the greatest rebellion of all time?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I hope that for the basis of where we're heading with this show, I hope that this opens the door for a lot of other smaller spinoffs. You know what I mean? We got our big, grandiose House of the Dragon one. It's doing really well. Everybody was worried about what a spinoff would look like from Game of Thrones, especially after the ending that everybody seemingly hated. But yeah, it's working right now. We're like in the early stages of Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got our base movies down, and now we're starting to get the Clone Wars, and we're starting to get Rebels, and we're getting some Disney stuff now. So we're in the base, we're in the kind of first base of this, I think.
Yeah, luckily, like Disney bought Star Wars, I guess, and Marvel, and everyone watched them just like run those IPs into the ground.
Yeah.
and that was coincidentally like that was all happening right as Game of Thrones was ending, and there was all that talk of like the 10 spinoffs that immediately could happen. And luckily, I don't know, COVID happened, and Disney did what they did to those IPs, and hopefully they took notes and they're like, we're not going to do that. But I like that we got to the point where we have in the same year 2 different shows releasing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's good signs of good growth, right? Without like oversaturation.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I want them to keep a balance there, right?
Yeah.
I don't want this to be a let's just throw I mean, there are a lot of spinoffs in production or in early production. So, but they're not really outside of like maybe Aegon's Conquest spinoff. I don't really care about any of the other ones that they're talking about. Like Valerian's 10 Voyages or whatever.
Oh, Valerian's, yeah.
Or 9 Voyages, whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that could be cool.
Well, I mean,
it's
I don't
just
know.
like this guy's so fresh that I just don't care about him.
I think they I think they pay attention to that sentiment too, right? And I think that's also maybe why we haven't gotten all the ones that they've talked about, and they're happy to scrap them if there's no desire for them. So they're listening, Chad. I think this is one of the spaces maybe you can voice your opinion about stuff, and they will take some notes.
But then they cancel ones that a lot of people had interest in. The first time the White Walkers came was a spinoff they filmed a pilot for and just shot it down. I hope that someday that pilot gets released as like, here was why we canceled it. And maybe it's dog shit. It might be dog shit, but that is a super interesting. That's what I want to see. I want to see the first time the White Walkers came, because we didn't get a lot in Game of Thrones. It kind of ended in a little fizzle out moment. So,
but they know things like this exist, where there's a Duel of the Seven Kingdoms anthology, like we talked about, right? They know there's better ideas out there than just that. But the reason why I would say the White Walker thing is tough is because that would be so far removed from the Game of Thrones most people know, right? And this is a very different time, very different show. And unfortunately, they kind of ruined White Walkers with how they killed the Night King in Game of Thrones. Like, it just kind of, like you said, fizzled out, and it's like, why do we care? Like, they weren't a big deal.
For sure. And I believe that was quoted as why they canceled it, because it just felt so radically different from game. And really, it should have. You're right. It's a different time frame. It's different,
like fair. It's like magic. The little forest thing. People.
Yeah. So I have an interesting thing to bring up that I don't know why I looked this up, but I looked up like, what do you think modern Westeros would look like? Like Westeros in the modern world today, what's it look like? And I typed that into Google and I found a couple Reddit posts, and I found a pretty interesting answer, which is that the Westeros that we see in Game of Thrones is the modern Westeros, and the magic prevents any technology from moving forward in any real capacity. I was like, that's a pretty interesting idea, that magic is holding this world back from any technology advances because they don't need it. Right.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I like, I would have to think on that some more. Maybe even read that. Because I like sci-fi like that, right? Because it's like that's kind of the premise around Dune as well. It's like we went so far with like AI and machines where we're like, okay, no, we have to dial it back.
Yeah.
And there's even like some weird fantasies of just like almost like near future things where it will pan out for us like that, where we're going to be like we are going to get exhausted from the digital feeds and we're going to start going outside again and like forming communities and things like that, just stuff like that, to where like that is probably going to happen at some capacity to like our own selves. We're just gonna be like, we're just gonna like see the veil be lifted maybe one day, and we're just like, yeah, this is all just like junk.
Yeah, I think that veil's coming with the UFO announcements that Donald Trump was talking about. That's what I think. Anyway, back to A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I don't want to talk about aliens. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting take on it, because I was I don't know why I was thinking like, what would modern Westeros look like? You know, and it's like, this is it. They just never advance because the magic, everything that's going on in the world, they're just stuck. I was like, all right, I can get behind that answer.
Yeah, they hit a cycle, and there's just certain things that hold that place together.
Yeah.
There was the pyre scene, obviously, where they're burning our dead Targaryen Baelor. And there's a cool scene where I don't know. I like his son, Baelor's son. Dunk and him kind of talk, and there's some good lines there. You know, he was kind of like, most of the time, you know, this is a medieval thing too, where, you know, fathers bury their, you know, have their sons die in their father's armor, but how often does your father die in their son's armor? And like Dunk's just classically like, I have no freaking clue, dude. Like I'm just an idiot. I feel bad about everything. But
what's up with his little hair streak?
It's, you know, Targaryens
just working its way out slowly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just another thing where he is of the like, that's probably his sister, right? And like they are of the Hightower
range. Yeah.
And the other ones are the white hair, and that's why we have these distinctly Hightower ones and the Targaryen true bloods, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he's got a little. He's 10% Targaryen.
Yeah, 10%.
90%.
Poor Egg's got a full head of blonde hair that he hates.
He hates it because he knows. You know, the whole Raymond, he's great. This whole scene where they're walking through camp, I love that everyone's hurt, because that is so true, because they just beat each other to death in this little trial of the seven. And Sir Raymond Fossaway, he has got married to our camp whore. Does he not know? Because it's like Dunk looks at her and like and she looks at him as if like they know, but it's like Raymond has like no clue.
Not a clue.
Or something.
Yeah, not a clue.
So that's funny. And also like his demeanor, he reminds me of I don't know his name, but it's Tyrion's squire, right? Who's like hung and all the Podrick, yeah. Like there's a little bit of Podrick there where he's just like just dumb simpleton, but like super loyal and kind. Yeah, he reminded me a little bit of Podrick here, because she's just like, obviously though he's like newly knighted, was just in like the only trial of the 7 in 100 years.
He's got his own sigil now. Green apple,
lots of little green apple, like green red apple references.
Yeah,
starts his own lineage. I love how she's already pregnant with his son.
Yeah,
like, that's great.
Yeah, and she's like, I think it's a boy.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
working it.
Yeah, I think the reason that I vibe so well with this episode is just because it's like all the crap's behind us, and it's like the end of the quest, and you go back to where you started, and you talk to everybody about everything that happened. And I'm really happy that we spent the entire season at a tournament. That makes me so happy. I thought we were gonna get like 1 episode, 2 episodes maybe, and then we were going to be off on some adventure. But I'm happy that we stayed here. We went through it all. We went through the festival fun time of the tournament.
Yeah,
saw a little
got dark real quick.
But we saw a little tournament jousting here and there. So yeah, this is just like the chill episode where poor Dunk is just down in the dumps, eggs turning into a childhood murderer. And it's just everything is just chill besides Egg.
Besides Egg, he's about to lose his chill. Like, he's not chill. Yeah, that's good. Someone mentioned Summer Hall. Oh yeah, because Maekar invites Dunk also to come be a knight for him, which is again another hats off to Maekar, right? Like, he's like, you got potential, but you need a lot of training, and you should come back. And he's just done with princes, which is very bold to say too. And Maekar is kind of offended by that, and also denies like the Egg squireship altogether.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I wasn't expecting. I get that he's just down in the dumps and feeling really bad about everything that happened.
Yeah,
but this is what he wanted. Like, this is exactly why he came to the tournament. Like, he's being offered.
He's being a big mope.
Yeah, he's being a super big mope, and Maekar gives him a hell of a deal. Like, you take on Egg as your squire.
So does Lionel. Like,
he's getting them left and right. He's getting all these offers. It's like an NFL player. It's like a college
the rookie of the
star.
Yeah,
going into the NFL, and then like, he hurt somebody his first season, and then he's like, I don't want to play football anymore.
Yeah, the rookie of the year also like ended Tom Brady's career. At the same time. He's depressed, more really depressed about it.
Yeah.
But I also want to go back. Speaking of his mopiness, like Lionel also he's like, the gods don't favor a fraud. So it's like, was that a moment where like he was like acknowledging that he knows Dunk is not a real knight, so that kind of confirms that from earlier episode. But also at the same time is saying you are a real knight, because if you weren't, like, knighted or not, like, if you weren't, you would have died that day.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's how I kind of read that. Like, situation.
For sure.
Because it's not like anyone else on that battle was a fraud. The only other person we'd be talking about is Baylor, and like Baylor's not a fraud of anything. So it's
right.
Like, I guess that's also another that confirms the whole like Lionel knows. Like, I get it, buddy.
Yeah, but yeah, he's not a. I mean, I think he is calling Baylor the fraud, because we know he's not a favorite to the house of Targaryen, right? He talks mad shit about him basically the whole show, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I out of every offer that Dunk got, the one I wanted the most was Storm's End. Like, that's what I was like, because I love him and I want to see more of Storm's End.
But it's Dunk and Egg. It's not Dunk and Lionel.
It's true. But yeah, I wouldn't. It just seemed weird that he just is off being a vagabond again, at the end of the show. I felt like he came to this tournament with a purpose. He accomplished that purpose. I also thought it was weird we didn't see the game master at all in this episode.
I know, they completely
just washed that right down the drain. I don't know what happened there. But did we see what happened to him?
No.
Like
there wasn't even like a scene where he was like bummed about the tournament getting shut down. Like nothing. Yeah. We have not seen him since he walked the river with Dunk. Well, actually, that's it. That was it.
It was that same episode. I think that he sees him later in that same episode, like at a campfire or something, when he walks by him.
Haven't seen him since.
But yeah, it was like we were building these layers, and then we just forgot about him. Yeah, and that is a classical Game of Thrones problem. Like, we build a lot of layers, then kind of forget about them over the time. But
hey, that's life, man.
That's life.
That's like what I've always said about Game of Thrones. Like, it's all these fun little threads that we build in our minds. Like something happens and they don't really matter.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Did you, when Egg came to Dunk at the end there, did you think that Maekar sent him?
No, I had the hunch that because the way he just pops over the hedge and he's like
dressed.
Hey, he's just ready to go. And he's like, Dad said to come with you. And I'm like, your dad was really not about that situation.
Yeah. He do. Yeah.
I know Maekar has been like a real really turned a leaf here in this episode, but I believed him when he said he did not want you to be some squire to a hedge knight. You are royal blood, and Targaryens are very serious about that. So I call bluff.
Yeah.
Little Egg.
Yeah, he does not want his son eating hard salt beef.
Yes, yeah. But it was great because his dad, like the caravan's leaving, he's just like he's looking. I'm like, oh yeah,
yep,
he did it again.
He did it again.
Granted, like, does he quickly like just come to terms like that's what ended up with him, and he's just not going to bother with it because Dunk's not going to be hard. Dunk and Egg at this point aren't going to be hard to find. Like I get they're going to wander off some random road, but they're also not hiding because Dunk doesn't know that Egg did that either.
Yeah. I think the second season, like I said, we haven't read the book, so I have no idea what's coming in the second season. But I think we're going to get a little, I don't want to say chase, but there's going to be like two stories going on, them trying to find Egg. And we also have
a chase scene.
Yeah. And we also have to remember that it's not like they have cell phones. So they can't stop at the next inn and then the innkeeper is going to phone back to the Red Keep and be like, hey, I think your son
have pigeons.
They do have pigeons that fly aggressively fast at some points in the show.
Yeah.
Like the Beyond the Wall episode. Whatever that Baratheon, who was that kid? The Baratheon bastard runs back to the wall and then sends a bird and then Daenerys has time to run all the way back before the sun even comes up. It's like, what the explain that to me, please.
Yeah, we had some logistic issues there in the last season. That's a hard to think because even they that was fine like up until like season 6, and then that all fell apart because they did pay attention to like travel times. And, like, it took Daenerys like 5 seasons to even get to like 6 seasons actually, the end of 6. Like she finally gets on a boat and is headed to Westeros. Like that made sense, but like in reality, like once she gets to Westeros, she's like really quick and she can get everywhere. Like what took
everywhere?
Her so long? The same thing with Jon Snow. Like Jon Snow is just like also magical and can just appear everywhere.
Teleports everywhere. Yeah.
Especially when you realize Dragonstone is literally in the bay of King's Landing. There.
Right. Yeah.
We've looked at the maps and that started to kind of fall apart there. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy with where we're at the end of the show here. I absolutely love my wandering swordsman stories, and that's what we've set up here. We've got Egg and Dunk kind of heading out for adventure.
Yeah.
I don't think did we miss anything else major that happened?
The 9 Kingdoms.
Oh, the 9 Kingdoms. Yes.
A Knight of the 9 Kingdoms. Dunk was so confused. He's like,
I was confused.
Yes. And yeah, I mean, that's the first time that's really been acknowledged.
Yeah.
And it's funny how many people probably did not sit around and do the math on
and
how
count
many
them.
kingdoms there are. And even the end of the show, like it says, a Knight of the 9
Kingdoms. Of the 9 Kingdoms. Yeah.
So they have a lot of fun in this show. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why that's never come up in our discussion. We've done so much Game of Thrones stuff.
Nope.
And he's sitting there like, I'm like, what's he going to bring up? Like the free cities or something. And he counts them. And I'm like, wait a minute. what just happened here?
Whoops. Maybe there's only 7 by the time we get to, but he said them all.
Yeah, he did.
Well, also, they're on Thunder and Chestnut, and Fossaway gets the white horse, which was nice.
Yeah.
He bought him back for Dunk, but Dunk turned him back, which is cool. Oh, the penny tree. That whole story was really cool because it's also super depressing because you send all the young lads off to war and you nail a penny to the tree, but then it just gets hard to find a gap because
they don't come back. Yeah.
That
was something that the opening, I don't know why this is popping into my head, but the opening of Battlefield 1, you play through like a war sequence where you're bouncing between people that are dying, and they're all like 17, 16, 17, 18, like all super young kids. And I was like, geez, I didn't realize. Yeah. So it's the same thing here where you're sending the boys off to war. And I think they say something about Ed Sheeran's little group of people in Game of Thrones say something about it. Like he wants daughters because boys just go fight in somebody else's war. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the Lannisters, that little Lannister band.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran's in that.
Ed Sheeran, yeah. But yeah, it is sad, and we get the little sequence where Dunk kind of nails his little penny on the tree before he rides off the tree. He was kind of hanging out under the entire show or the entire first season here. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they explain that, and we get plenty of Arlen. That dude's wild, but he's cool. Yeah, there's that moment too where he's kind of like talking to Arlen, and he's like, "Why didn't you ever knight me? I wouldn't have left," kind of thing. Just kind of talking to Arlen from the dead, just talking to himself, talking to his horses.
When he is leaning up against that tree and Dunk's talking to him, and he dies. And he's like, sir, and then he finally is like, oh, he wakes back. That made me laugh.
And then he finishes his story. He's like, a good knight always finishes his story,
and then dies. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
and it's like a long amount of time in between. You know, he's like dead, and then he's just like.
I want they will keep that going. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Like if Dunk will have a lot of use for that therapy session of his coping mechanism, or if that will kind of dwindle off or not. I don't know. Yeah, Arlen's a good character though.
Yeah, I think he is. He might be schizophrenic. I think I think he's definitely schizophrenic. Because I rewatched that after, I can't remember who said something about it last week's episode. Was he in a schizophrenic rant the entire episode? And then I rewatched that episode. He's totally in a schizophrenic rant that entire episode. I just took him as him being drunk, but he's definitely off the rails. Yeah. But I hope we get more of him. I thought he was a great character. I'm sure we'll get more flashbacks throughout.
Yeah, to explain Dunk.
Yeah.
Dunk's past. Sir Dunk.
Yeah.
Dunk the Tall, an egg. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. And especially if there's not, I mean, I don't know. Obviously it's renewed, but I haven't heard when the next season's coming out.
Yeah, these things always creep up on me, dude. Like House of the Dragon always I'm like, there's a new House of the Dragon season coming out this summer. Okay.
I think I purposely do that just because I know there could be like a 2-year gap. So like I just let it creep up on me. So this creeped up on me too. Like this all of a sudden was just here.
It was just here. Yeah.
And now
I
June's
agree.
going to be here, and we're going to do House of the Dragon, which this, like you said earlier, this season looks like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
They're doing what, 4 seasons?
4 seasons. Yep.
And so this is the third.
This is the third. Yeah. So next season will be the last season.
Eesh.
Which is exciting because that means we're all of a sudden in the penultimate season of the show. But yeah, summer will be fun. We're doing House of the Dragon. I think Mike and I are going to do Final Fantasy Tactics at the same time, which is a very Game of Thrones story going on in Final Fantasy Tactics. So yeah, I'll be able to build myself my little content bubble that I love building so much. So
you're gonna be playing. Will you have beaten Kingdom Come Deliverance?
Yeah, it's done. I'll probably there's a game called Black Desert that's coming out that looks really sick.
Or no, that's been out. Black Desert Online.
No. Hang on.
There's also a Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. If you haven't.
No, that's the one I played. Yeah, that's the one I played. I didn't play the first one. I didn't play the first one because it didn't have a PS5 upgrade, which it just got last week.
Oh,
so I might go back and get that. What is the name of this game that's coming out? I thought it was Black Desert, but you might be right. That game is out.
Yeah, that's been around for a while.
Crimson Desert.
Crimson Desert.
Is it Crimson Desert? Let's look it up. Yeah, Crimson Desert. Very, very Game of Thrones looking. Very Ned Stark main character looking.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so that comes out in March. But I'll probably hang up the hat until, let it sit until June.
Yeah, I did start Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Oh, yeah. I need to get back to that.
Yeah, I've looked in it. The home screen says I'm 40% through it, but like I just completed like the opener.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a short game. I didn't know it was that
short. Yeah.
It's cool though.
I love the setting. Give me my Assassin's Creed in the desert, dude. Like I loved Origins.
I love the pickpocket function. It just makes walking a lot more fun. Pickpocketing people. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. And obviously I like Sorella from her voice is just so awesome, and she's a really good character in this.
Yeah.
So I actually played a little bit of a video game here in 2026. So
I'm proud
of myself.
I'm proud.
I might finish a game this year.
You might finish one.
That's the one to finish because it's only like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Pray for me. Pray for me. All right. Is that it? All done? See everyone in June for House of the Dragon Season 3. Obviously, go check out our other companion series for Season 1 and 2 on our YouTube channel. And see you in 2 years for Season 2 of this.
Yeah.
A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And hopefully they pick us up for a duel.
Duels of the Seven Kingdoms. Please do that. Yes.
It also would be cool. It would be really cool because they could just do like random duels, right, that are notable, but then slice in like extended cuts of the duels we've kind of already seen, or ones very close and adjacent to things that already happened, right?
Yeah. Could be sick. Yeah. It's right there, HBO. Take it.
There. You've done some already.
We're not even asking for anything for it. You take it for free. It's yours.
Oh dear. No, I want
you want royalties? Okay.
Just a little bit. just a dash. All right. And with that, we're out. And enjoy this cool outro by Dad.